All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are breaking down the absolute best strategies from the phenomenal bestseller, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. We're going to show you exactly how to build an automated wealth system that actually works. So, what's the core idea here? It's actually pretty simple. Successful people do not waste a single ounce of energy obsessing over $3 decisions like buying a coffee. Instead, they focus all their attention on mastering $30,000 systems. It's a massive shift from micromanaging every penny to building a powerful macro strategy for your life. And that brings us to maybe the biggest lie in all of personal finance. We've all heard it, right? As Ramit puts it, if you've ever been told that the secret to becoming a millionaire is skipping your morning latte, you've been lied to. Honestly, this book is the perfect antidote to that kind of frustrating, restrictive advice that just doesn't move the needle for ambitious people. You see, for most high achievers, the problem isn't a lack of income, it's the total lack of a system that respects your time and your mental energy. You probably see personal finance as this horrible chore, endless spreadsheets and budgeting. And that's exactly why this book's promise is so powerful. It's about putting your finances on autopilot so you can get back to actually living. So the very first step is to completely redefine what a rich life even means to you. This isn't just a small tweak. It's a crucial mindset shift. It's about moving away from a life of deprivation and toward a life of conscious, intentional design. So let me just ask you right now, what does your rich life actually look like? Most people never take even 10 minutes to think about this. Is it traveling the world for 3 months a year? Or is it something way simpler, like being able to order any appetizer on the menu without even glancing at the price? You have to define the target before you can ever hope to hit it. This leads to a really powerful concept that Ramit calls money dials. Just think of these as the specific areas in your life where you want to turn the spending dial all the way up to 10. The philosophy is kind of radical. Spend an extravagant amount of money on the things you absolutely love, and then be merciless about cutting costs on everything else you don't care about. And this example just makes it so clear. Let's take Mary. She has a $50,000 take-home salary, but she spends $6,000 a year on designer shoes. I know, that sounds insane, right? But here's the key. She balances it out. She shares an apartment and takes public transportation. The result? She's totally on track for financial success because it's a system of conscious trade-offs, not self-punishment. All right, so once you've figured out what your rich life looks like, how do you actually build the engine to power it? Let's dive into the practical nuts and bolts of the automated system that makes this whole thing feel effortless. The first principle is something Ramit calls the 85% solution. And the idea is just so simple. It is far, far better to get a plan that's 85% right going today than to wait forever for the perfect plan tomorrow. That paralysis is expensive. Believe me, more money is lost from indecision than from making a few mediocre decisions. The key is to just get started now. And this right here is the framework for that action. It's called the conscious spending plan. Now let's be clear. This is not a budget. A budget is about what you can't do. This is a plan for where your money will go. 50 to 60% for your fixed costs, 10% to investments, 5 to 10% for savings, and then this is the best part, a huge 20 to 35% chunk for totally guilt-free spending on whatever you want. So how do you make this plan effortless? Well, you set up this automated money flow. Your salary hits your checking account, which basically becomes a distribution center. From there, boom, automatic transfers shoot money off to your investments and your savings. Then, boom, all your fixed costs and bills are paid automatically. Whatever is left over is yours to spend, totally guilt-free. You learn to live without that money because you never even see it, which completely removes willpower from the equation. Now look, no system is perfect, so I think it's important we take a more critical look and see where this system might need a little bit of adapting, depending on who you are, and maybe more importantly, where you live. The book's major strengths are, without a doubt, its focus on systems over willpower and that huge psychological shift from no to yes. But there is one key limitation. A lot of the specific tactical advice is very US-centric. He talks about accounts like a 401k or a Roth IRA. Those aren't going to apply to everyone. Now, the principles are universal for sure, but if you're watching this from outside the US, you're going to have to do a little research to find the equivalents in your own country. Okay, this brings us to the final, and you could argue the most important piece of the entire puzzle, focusing on your first big win. This is how you build real momentum and see results fast. So instead of sweating the small stuff, you have to focus on these $30,000 questions. These are the big wins: automating your finances, negotiating that higher salary, optimizing your credit score, and capturing your full employer match. The truth is, if you get just 5 to 10 of these big things right, you can buy all the lattes you want. And speaking of that employer match, just think about this for a second. Capturing the full match on your retirement contributions is an instant 100% return on your investment. It is, quite literally, free money that you are just leaving on the table if you don't take it. There's no other deal like it. At the end of the day, this system is about so much more than just money. It's about changing your entire approach to life. Like Ramit says, stop playing defense with your bank account and start playing offense with your life. When you build an automated system and you focus on these huge macro decisions, you can actually start living your rich life today. So if you're ready to get started and build your own system, you can find the link to the book and a few other resources down in the description below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the strategies that really drive success. I appreciate your watching, and I'll see you in the next one.